It's Barb, Quincy Craft Studio. I have a haul to share. There's HSN, Ollie's. I don't remember if I bought anything anywhere else. I don't think so. But, I got Amazon. I'll be right back. Okay. I did get one other thing. I had ordered from this lady on Etsy. She does a lot of planner type printables. I really like her stuff, and she just sent me a little thank you. So I order her digitals sometimes. So, and then last of my Prime Day stuff came. I took an extended delivery on it. They gave me a digital credit on digital books. So, and I knew I didn't need it right away because it was for the craft room. So, I bought, they call it a magic mat. It's a very large silicone mat to cover my desktop when I do things with like paints or markers or whatever. So it's just, I just ordered a clear one. I wanted a really big one to cover my whole desktop so that I don't get that all messed up. So that's that. I did buy this at Meijer. It was just some correction tape. I was watching cashews just because I was munching on those. That's actually better for me to munch on than some of the other things that I usually munch on. Sadly, my Ollie's, I thought I was going to have missed all of the crafty goodness that they have, but it turns out that for the most part, they did not have it out. Lady says, if you wait a few minutes, I'll have more of this out because I have a whole bunch here. And I'm like, okay. So I kind of wandered around and went back over there, and she was nowhere to be found. So we had to leave before she unboxed any more of it. I did find these in the regular craft area. They are Tombow markers. There's 2 different color packs. I don't think there were any duplicates in there. I hope not. No, they were definitely different colors. For alcohol-based Tombows. So I bought a couple packs of them. They were like $1.99. So, and then I bought this one, die cut with a view, Regency. This one was also $1.99. It is double-sided cardstock. I thought it was kind of pretty, so I ordered that. Do I have my Ollie's receipt here? Here. Okay, this one did come up $1.99 too. It did not have a price tag on it anywhere, so I was assuming, I may have this one. I may have bought it at Joann's on clearance, but I've been thinking about doing junk journals, and I knew one that I wanted to do was like a postal themed one, and this did have some, in addition to all the map stuff, some postal type themed stuff. So I decided to go ahead and pick another one up. And I like this type of paper, the grid paper. Reminds me of accounting paper. Back in the day when you actually put it on paper. I took accounting classes when I was in high school. So, it's like, where do I shove it? I did get out here the other day and get some, I bought, I'm not sure how many boxes I brought up. Some were easy, some not so much. That reminds me, I need to look for something that my daughter needed. I need to do that today. I did find this also. Some of this stuff was already out. I'd seen stuff like this at Joann, so I'm wondering if that's where some of their stuff came from. I know the Park Lane book, that's where it came from. That's because that's a Joann brand. This is an art journaling paper. It measures 11 by 17. I almost picked up 2 of them, but I only bought one. This is Cubby's Candy. I bought a Mini Brands Books Series 2. I'm going to see if I can get into this real quick. I bought this because my daughter said Series 2 includes the possibility of getting the Little Women in the miniature type. Now, what the odds are of getting any specific title, I imagine, is pretty slim, but I decided to go ahead and pick it up anyways. I think things like this are fun, these blind type bags, and I'm like, I've got a few from the first series over on my little shelf over there. I've got the little bookcase that it came with, and I put the little books on it. I did see you can buy a whole bunch of them on Amazon, just the little books, not the ones from this, not from the mini brands, but just the little books. Okay, there's this one, which I guess this is just the little magnifying glass, because the books really do have writing in them. This one is Slabbed by Colleen Hoover. Now, no way, even with the magnifying glass, can I read that, but it does have words in it. Let's see what this one is. This one is The Prince and the Pauper by Mark Twain. I got a Colleen Hoover book in my other one. And The Secret Garden. I was really hoping I would get lucky and get Little Women. This is the Collector's Guide. Oh, I would have liked to have gotten that one too, The Hidden Staircase, the Nancy Drew one. I used to read Nancy Drew books when I was young. I was looking to see where. We got a bunch of the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants books. There's Little Women. That's the one I want to get, is the Little Women, but the odds of getting that are probably slim, especially since I won't buy them that often. I bought a couple of the Series 1 on Amazon during Prime Days. I just opened them and put them over there because they were only like $4. So I did forget. I did go one more place. I went to Cracker Barrel. We went there for breakfast this morning. It was nice to get out again. It had been a few weeks since I'd been out. I bought this dish drying mat for Thanksgiving. I thought it was cute with Snoopy and the pie and Woodstock. And I don't really have any Thanksgiving specific ones. I have a few that I use for fall. And then, if you've ever been to Cracker Barrel, they do little salt and pepper shakers, and they do a lot for different seasons. They had the Halloween ones out. Most of the ones I bought were Halloween, but there were a few other ones. This one's a brain. I like to use these on my tiered tray. This one's for summer. It's a little pail, a little sand pail, and this is also a summer one. The little maybe I will take those and set them over by my little boat. I was looking for, I seen them on their website, they have a Frankenstein and his Bride one, but my store did not have them. I bought the Here Lies Salt, Here Lies Pepper, the Tombstone ones. I thought they were cute. Oops. The little Liberty Bell. This one was actually on like clearance. It was like, I think they were 25% off, so it was like 75 cents instead of the usual $1. And this one I bought, it could be for fall or Thanksgiving. I probably wouldn't use it for Halloween because I use more the jack-o'-lanterns of Halloween than I do the pumpkins. I mean, you definitely could, but I prefer the jack-o'-lanterns at Halloween. Oh, another 4th of July one, Statue of Liberty. And there was another Black Cat one too, but I could not find it at the store, but I did. This one was my favorite one. The little mummy cat. I thought it was adorable. It made me think of my daughter's cat, Misty. Here's a jack-o'-lantern. And another just pumpkin. I think it does tell you on the thing. Oh, maybe it doesn't. It does when they scan them, but my guess is the one with 3 is salt, and the one with 2 is pepper. Or is it maybe vice versa? I don't remember. Well, I know how to tell. The pepper's 3, the salt's 2. Because those ones say, here lies salt, and pepper, so that'll tell me. I wish I could have found the, my daughter's like, oh, here's watermelon. But the watermelons were sold as a set, and I think the sets, I think they were a little bigger than these ones, and they were $7.99. So I'm like, I'll stick with the individual ones. I bought this one for Thanksgiving, the cranberry sauce. They also had one that looked like the cranberry sauce out of the can, where it had the shape of the can, which I always remember my mom doing that. And it's like, no wonder I didn't like cranberry sauce. That's how they served it. And then this one was, I call it a ketchup bottle. It has a P on it. You know what? Maybe they were both ketchup bottles for that. I was thinking there'd be a mustard bottle for salt, but that one's going to go on my grilling tray. And then I bought the little ghost and the skull. I didn't care whether they, I had the matching one. I just liked them. They had like a toad with a witch's hat and a cauldron, but I went through that whole container because I was thinking maybe Frankenstein and his bride are mixed in there because they were kind of the same color green, but I didn't have any luck finding it. I'm like, oh well, I guess I wasn't meant to have it. And I have 2 HSN orders. The first one I ordered last weekend. They had free shipping. And these 12 by 12 storage boxes were back in stock. And I've been using them for my themes. So I bought another pack. I probably could have almost used a second one. But I'll continue to use some of my other little ones that I have that I had to cut down to make fit. And then I did order the Today's special on HSN. Oops, my phone just fell out of my bucket. Klutz. Sometimes. My husband's driving me insane. With my illness, one of the things I struggle with is getting to sleep. So I'm up way later than I should be because I can't get to sleep. And sadly, one of his symptoms right now is he wakes up really early and just starts asking. It's usually like 2 or 3 questions, and he just keeps asking them and asking them and asking them. And they say to redirect him. He used to be really easy to redirect, but anymore it doesn't seem to work. And he's driving me batty. To be honest with you, he's driving me batty. But I'll just have to get used to it, I guess. This came with a set of Christmas stamps. Really gotta get in here. One thing I want to do this weekend is I want to get down, since garbage man comes on Tuesday here, so Monday I usually make sure I get it out at the curb. I want to sometime over the weekend get through one of I have like 3 containers of Christmas stuff. One had stuffed animals in it, and I think the other 2 had trees in them. That there were holes in them, so when the basement flooded, they got all wet. the stuffed animals, I think, are all going to be a lost cause. The trees, I suppose, might be okay, but they were me and hubby's trees from our house. And while I'd like to put like a pencil tree in our room, these ones are both too big around to put in our bedroom. I need a really skinny one in there, so that's why I was thinking maybe a pencil tree in there. And here I'm hoping to get like a 4-foot one in white to put over in front of the one window and just decorate it year round eventually, once I get to the point where that table is cleared off. Right now I'm using that table for organization stuff, so that when I come to something that needs to have something, I don't have all the organization stuff, so there'll be more added. They give you the Grand Marquis folders. These ones are a lot thicker than the regular ones. I think these are stickers. Creative is very messy, and I am very creative. Crafting, because adulting is hard. Maker's gonna make. Eat, sleep, craft, repeat. Crafting is my therapy. Glitter is my medicine. Make something great. Here's another sheet of Christmas stamps here. Will this work? I put that there. You can kind of maybe see them a little bit better. This is a shim. Normally with the marquee, you don't need shims, but the shim is for if you want to use your regular marquee folders in the Grand Marquis. The Grand Marquis folders are a little thicker, so this makes up that thickness. That's the only time you need a shim, is if you use regular marquee folders in your Grand Marquis. Here's a set of dies. This makes like a pop-up card. One reason I broke down and ordered it is because, and then they give you instruction sheets. It makes this little box that will pop out of a card, which I thought was cute. But some of the auto ships are like treat boxes and treat bags, and I really wanted those. Here's the big Grand Marquis folder. So you can do pretty good sized dies on this machine. And I can usually turn this one fairly well, even with my issues. And they did give you a big storage folder that you can store all the stuff that came with this in there. I'm trying to get this out. And I did buy the teal. By the time I ordered it, it was before they added more for the thing. Teal was the only color left. And I think you had to get the auto ship at that point through all the single ships that sold. But I wanted the auto ship anyways. I probably just would have waited if I only wanted the machine. But I knew I wanted those. This machine's got a little heft to it. But I got to figure out where I can put it. I'm not sure right now where I will be able to tuck it, but I will find someplace. I know that. I will find someplace. It's possible that maybe I can even sit it in one of the cubes over here or something. I am thinking about adding another cube unit. I'm thinking about adding, my daughter has a 1x2 that she said I could take and use wherever I wanted, because she used to store cat food in it. But I'm debating whether I should order a 1x4. I suppose I could take her 1x2 and just buy myself either a 1x2 or a 1x3 and stack them, because it would have to be one wide. I couldn't do. That's the most it would have room for. Because I'm thinking I would like to move my seasonal paper out of that area, because with putting my themes in the individual folders, those diamond press things and the other ones I have, the themes are taking up a little more room. But I do like it, because then if I'm working on a project, like if I'm working on a birthday project, I can just grab that whole folder and bring it to my desk. Normally with colored paper, I just pull, solid color paper, I just pull what I need. But with themed paper, sometimes it's like, a lot of times if I'm doing something like that, I use more than a set number, I don't just like, oh, I need 2 sheets of red paper. a lot of times I use multiples, so that's what. So I have to find a place to put that. I think that is all that's in the box. Yep, that's all that's in the box. But I caved and ordered it. I wasn't going to. I was thinking, really, until I craft, I shouldn't order anymore. It was the auto ship that got me, because I'm like, if I don't order that now, I probably won't be able to get those dies. A lot of times those things are exclusive to the auto ship. Sometimes they'll release them on their own, and other times they won't. So I'm like, I really want those. I kind of thought, well, I don't have the little kids to make things for here, and honestly, those kids were probably getting a little old. My daughter is a teacher, and we don't live too far from the library here, and they do a story hour. I thought about, once I get my craft room up and running, talking to them, and like, especially at, I know our library, our old library, when they had story time, they would have like Halloween and Christmas and, different type parties just before whatever holiday. I thought about talking to them down there and saying, how many kids do you normally get? And I could make a little, treat box or bag for the season, and I could either fill it, or if they would feel more comfortable, they could fill it, because I could understand they might not want something from, food items from somebody just randomly, but they might not care either, as long as they're in packages, they're not homemade, they might be fine with it. So I might talk to them about that once I get my craft room up and running. I am going to try, I kind of decided, I think I'm going to try to bring boxes over at least 3 times a week. I want to spend one day kind of getting things brought up into our bedroom that need to go in, because I have books that I want to get in there. I have some shelves I want to put up. I have some things that I want to get on display in different rooms. I need to get my daughter's desk together. I want to spend like a day doing things like that in the house, and then I want to spend a day, probably won't be all day, just part of the day, dedicated to the basement, trying to get that finished, getting that organized. I want to, especially over the summer, do as much as I can, because my oldest daughter is off, and I'm just going to explain to her, this stuff, if you want it done, especially the basement, if you want me to get that basement done, I have to have time to do it. It's just the way it is. It makes more sense to do it while she's off. Now, my youngest daughter usually has Fridays off, and I can keep doing it on Fridays after school goes back too. Right now, we're using Friday as our shop day since everybody's home, and off. Everybody's home and off, so we're doing it then. So I'm hoping that maybe we can get a grip on everything. I did manage to find a few things the other day. It was nice when I'd come across something like my punch boards. I found one of those where I could just pull it out of the box, put it on the shelf, and I was done with it. I do need to go through a few of these boxes and see if I can find a part for my daughter's treadmill. I'm thinking I've seen it. I'm hoping I didn't throw it away. That's just why I got to get through it today, because if I threw it away, I got to get it out in the garbage and get it out. But anyways, that's all I've got to share today. I want to thank you for joining me. I'll catch you next time.